This is the third game that I play against Patton for rank, the third and only. I haven't played him again in ranked for a while. I played him in some like scrimmages where I use American decks and I lose awfully, but yeah, that's it's not ranked. I don't play American in ranked. Trying to though. All right, I'll fast forward this. Just let's see. So he puts a CV and Juliet on that side. I highly disagree with that, because it's right by an open spot. Helicopter can find it. Yeah, most people come this way, but still, it's not very safe. Because what if they go this way? Easy to see, plus it's hard to defend against infantry that infiltrate. It's a lot easier to defend the central point of your zone somewhere close. Alright, let me pause it. K52 becomes very useful this game, you'll see. BTR 90s, I am most likely going heavy to Echo, a little bit to Foxtrot, probably with one of these BTR 90s. Actually, this one probably, these two guys going this way. Charlie, kind of the same exact idea. BTR 3, BTR 90. Some reason I don't bring AA. That's a big problem against most people. He looks like he's getting ready to push somewhere with that. He brings two CVs on top of Juliet, so 3 total. He has a little bit down on vehicles. He uses BTR 80s for his Spetsnaz, BTR Ds for VDV, AKM, good AA piece, it is. Tunguska, and some good tanks. Okay. We'll go fast, because nothing really happens just yet. Alright, let me actually slow it down, show you how the helicopter... See, this is not exactly what I should be doing with this. It should have gone straight up here, but I wanted to make sure he doesn't land anything here. Capture India, probably right here. Let's see. Hey, not at all. Very good. So I see what's here. So by the time stuff is here, so you gotta run away. So he's gonna get in before me, which is actually really surprising, but whatever. A safe way to come into Echo from blue side that I'm at is from over here, going up. Oh, for some reason I use a fob. I didn't even realize that. Alright, so let me go this way. So his recon unit over here is a BDRM3. It's not even able to see here because it's behind the forest. And so he never saw this unit right here, which is really helpful in what I do with it. So I bomb him. I think I only kill a couple things, not too much. If I waited, I would have gotten the BTRDs, which would have been really helpful. But I think I lose the plane. Yes, I do. It crashed somewhere. I don't actually know where. Oh, there we go. Poor guy. Alright. AKM. Turns out to be a deadly unit. Spetsnaz versus BTR-80. Don't do that. If you're blue 4. Blue 4 on this match. So he comes in this way. That's kind of different. I know he has Spetsnaz in there because BTR-80s came in first. You can see my infiltrating units. They are not spotted. Georgia's Patton has no fucking clue I did this at all. And look at that, there's a UAZ on that side. I luck out. Okay, so here's a big fight. I put an attack marker for some reason. Spetsnaz versus Spetsnaz. Mine are winning right now. And mine are winning handily because of this 72B now. I lucked out. I usually don't get that lucky. Okay, so I infiltrated with some VDV, or at least tried to. His VDV caught mine. I recognize it. I don't really care. It's out of the way. It's very slow. Okay, so we're going to look over here now. I see his CV. And a Shilka. But I have a K-52. So, seed rockets. It's going to get ready to fire. But he's moving, so the Shilka's not going to be that accurate. But I told my helicopter to kill his CV. But by now he sees it, so he bought another CV. Smart move. He would have been fucked if he didn't. So I'm killing that. Alright. Very big win for me right there. 300 points for nothing. His Shilka. I'm winning the fight down here. Pretty handily. BTR 90s fire support are awesome. That's why I use BTR 90s with Spetsnaz, because BTR 90 is OP as hell. Alright, so he puts a CV there. I didn't realize it. I was like, damn it. I have my seed rocket. It's probably not going to do too much because he's going to juke with this. You can just turn it on and off until it fires and loses both of it. But he doesn't do that because he doesn't care, it seems. Plus I can't hit. So I run away with this. That's the thing. This survives. So it kind of made up for the points. I killed the BTR-3 over here with mine and the BTR-90 fire support. For some reason he lets it out early. BTR-80s should be over here fire supporting, but he doesn't, so I'm trying to get all these units past him so that I can try to kill this stuff over here. I call in an extra CV. Losing by +2 at this early to get a big lead in terms of unit position is pretty worth it, especially because he now doesn't have access to golf. And look at this, 15 VDV doing absolutely nothing. It's useless. That's 60 points that could have been used much better. Like, he could have put 10 of them in and moved them somewhere else. But these poor bastards are going to die to BTR-90s. This guy should have moved up, actually. Okay, I'll put it back to 1. Sorry about that. So I am capping Bravo. I know that Bravo is safe because I saw nothing at Foxtrot, nothing at Golf, because of this KA-52. That's the whole reason why I'm going there without anything helping out. I should have probably brought AA at some point, but I don't. BTR-90s, overpowered as hell. They're just too effective. Like, a lot of you probably have played and noticed that the 2A72 gun, the autocannon on these vehicles, are way too strong. Their accuracy is pretty good, very good AP, very good fire rate. It says the rate of fire is awful, 374, but you know what? It's much better than a Bushmaster. The reasoning is that the Bushmaster fires 3 shots, reloads, 3 shots, reloads, whereas the BTR-90 and BRDM-3 will fire 5 and reload twice as fast. So that means that you'll panic them in about as much time. I lose my K-52 to a Tunguska. Poor play by me. I tried to get this with a helicopter. That was dumb. It's called planes. Use planes. BTR-90's coming in. I kill all his infantry in here, which is a big deal. I get another CV. Now it's my turn to play the winning by CV. So he uses an MI2. So pretty much BTR-90s beat everything within their autocannon range, if it's autocannon versus autocannon, except against a Martyr 2 or something with better armor. But BTR-90s generally win, which is a real problem for when you want to use American decks and stuff like that. You have to use a tank to kill them. It's just, or a helicopter with recon, which is a lot of points to kill 25 or 35 if it's a recon vehicle. It's just not worth it, you know? It's unfortunate. It's kind of why Red 4 is so playable. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I'm probably going to gun run this guy. Yeah, this time I brought up a tank. So you can see the difference between Faust's playstyle and Patton's. Faust would have capped all 3. He wouldn't have let me get anywhere near him. And he would have been like, oh yeah, you can take Echo, but I'm going to get ready to fuck you over for taking it. And then he'll try to scope me out in other locations. And he even pushed through Delta when he did that to me. So it works, and it's just playstyle, the way that you put your units. See this? 15 VDV, he should have split it to cover this road and that road, at the very least, and use the BTR-D to try to recon somewhere else. People don't do that. That was very good use by Patton for the Mi-24D. Os is going to hurt this guy. Boop. Oh no, I don't think it did, because it evac'd just as it hit. But there's an Mi-24D. He's going to drop his infantry squad. So there's nothing in Foxtrot. No one knows that too. That's the funny part. And I lose this tank because I didn't do anything about this. And I didn't bring up Iglas in the front. I kept it here to keep this alive because I have 0 AA. I don't know if you noticed, but my AA this game was literally those 2 Igla squads and a KA-52. That's not really okay. But Patton didn't exploit it because I didn't really let him. He had a lot of AA too. I will fast forward it because nothing's really happening for a little bit. Mi-24D, I try to spot it because I expected that I lost all recon here, so I wanted recon. I have a Shilka, and my 24D is going to get wrecked by it, especially because it's half-life. So Patton knows that because there's a Shilka there, the CV's there, it's just normal. So he does it again, probably. Alright, so he's gearing up for an attack. Let's see what happens. His fire support is a B1, BTR-90s, and a BTR-80. BTR-80 is okay fire support, but you really want it to be up close and personal. It's awesome for fighting stuff in a city, actually, for fighting stuff in a forest. BTR-80 with that KPVT will be able to fire really accurately, really fast, and high rate of fire, and really fast reload against anything in a forest. Only infantry beat it, because it only takes 1 damage instead of like 20 from the gun. Like a BTR-80 will kill your Zalos, your BTR-90s, your BRDM-3s, just because the rate of fire difference and the damage that it gets for being right on top of you. Because this thing will fire like 20 rounds at once and then reload. So 20 rounds, 20% accurate, right on top of you, probably around 40% accurate. It's just unbelievable damage that it can do. And because of that, it panics the enemy, so you gotta be careful. Patton's kind of making a little bit of headway against me right here, but he really isn't doing much else anywhere else. I disagree with this tank's placement. It should have been a 72A or a BRDM-3, because the recon value is, medium optics is less than good, so it would seed us somewhere around here, but it'll be able to fire by that time too. This is unfortunate for me. I lose him, then MTV is going to finish. He 24Ms it. I think that he gets most of my units. Yeah, he gets a resupply. That was bad. But the trade was, it lost itself to trade for that, so it's not worth it for him. Again, when players are behind, they start buying planes. That's one of the things that you really got to get out of the habit of. It's just not useful. And this is why I don't use seed. Because most good players will not lose their anti-air to fucking seed. It's just a waste. Whereas a MiG-BIS, oh look, I see your AA platform. Focus fire, dives in, tries to hit it. The only way to dodge it is to move the unit as you recognize it coming out. 72A would have done the same damage, probably miss, but yeah, good kill. That's kind of what you have to do as Blue 4 against Red 4. You kind of have to have a tank to kill BTR-90s and BRDM-3s. Unless you want to, risk the chance of losing it. This MiG dies to a PD and Igla. Lucky me. Let's go see. What happened to that? He brought up the helicopter. Probably died to all these Shilkas. Let's see what the ammo counts are. No. I don't know what he did with that helicopter. Oh well. He's gearing up for an attack here. I see it because I saw the unit coming across. So he's kind of giving up over here, and rightfully so. There is absolutely nothing he can do right now. He doesn't have a Buratino for some reason. And his plane support isn't as strong as it could have been. See? He has the same problem with me. SU-24M's not doing jack shit. Because we're moving our units too well. So this is a bad thing. He should have had it come in where I wouldn't see it. So I know that he's getting ready to push there. So I can reinforce slowly. Like, some people reinforce like crazy. If the dude isn't pushing, you just need to make sure that you can recon it before it happens and make sure you have units that can respond. So like infantry, VDV, I had it there. That's like the biggest threat would be vehicles, tanks, to me right now. So I needed VDV. See, this is better. BTR-90 coming this way. I don't see it. Let's see. Well, I should see it because of this guy. Should be able to see this way at some point. But you can see the difference. I see more of him than he sees of me. Except for here. Because the GRU squad. Tunguska. MiG-BIS would make short work of that. Or even a MiG-27. Really strong. Your Tunguskas you kind of want to keep in the forest. It's just, you kind of need it in a forest, otherwise target planes will just wreck it. Mig PD. I think this is where he makes a critical error. Possibly not. So now he knows I have a Tor, or at least something similar. Oh, by the way, yeah, I use a Tor instead of a Buck, because in Ranked, 8 rockets is better than 4, even if the range is less. You don't need to cover a huge map if your forces are concentrated. That's the whole purpose behind it. And it has about the same accuracy, it's about as fast, same armor. It's pretty much a really good unit, and it's 5 points cheaper. I think it's faster, the Buck is a little bit slower. So it's just worth it to use a Tor versus a Book. If you really need that range, you're playing the wrong game type. Or your playstyle is just a little bit too wonky. Like, a Book over here would cover this area, but honestly, you only need to cover here and here. And it's better to keep the Tor in each sector because you can kill helicopters. But I only use a Tor if I'm defending a front. This was a lot older. I replaced the Tor with an AKM because I wanted something fast. Because I had no fast AA besides helicopters, which doesn't really work too well. So here we see, let's see if I noticed. Okay, so I see a PD and an Su-24M. This is actually really important. He's gearing up for his attack. It's coming. I see it. My BRDM-3 is firing on everything. It isn't going to get spotted for a little bit. So I think he's going to bomb somewhere around here. I use one PD to kill that. I use another to try to get this. I lose it to a Tunguska. This one gets hurt. This one dies to, you guessed it, Mr. Tor. You see, the Tor over here helped out the fight over here. I don't need a Book. So you don't need a Book. Just keep the Tor up front, keep it covered, don't let him see it in terms of visibility so that he can't target it easily. BRDM-3 gets wrecked right here. See, that was all because of the grenade launcher. 10 shots of the grenade launcher did 1 damage, whereas the autocannon did 9. It's a big deal, because this unit can still give fire support. So I use my seed. Some reason it doesn't fire, and you know why? It's because I targeted the KA-52. I would have gotten a Tunguska. So now he knows I have VDV here. As you can see, he's not doing anything anywhere else. And so I get to reinforce here almost exclusively, so my tanks from back here got to move up to here because they were required. I recognize he has a B1 now. See, he could have brought up shitty vehicles to cover his B1, like to screen it. Like you can push this back, push this forward, force the tank to fire at this, the BTRD, and then get your tank up, and then hide again. Tunguska goes down as well. This was a really good run. Boom and boom. MiG-27, he's going to try to gun run both of these, but I have a Tor that is missing. And it misses again. And it misses again. 3 misses, and the Iglas also missed. That was a very lucky guy. And he killed the other B1. He was lucky too. Very lucky to survive as well. It happens, don't complain. Like, you did everything you could, you know? Just like, well, damn. Should have had a PD in this guy. Can't kill everything. That's the fun part about this game. You gotta deal. So he still has no way to get through to here. My VDV is just dominating. This B1 still hurts infantry, 1 damage every shot. Oh, earlier, I think that my CV was around here. There's a BRDM-3 coming, so it would have killed it, so I moved it into the patch behind buildings. That would have been a really bad loss. MiG-27 tries to hit that. I gun run, possibly? No. I should have gun run that. This was not a good play. No. It was too desperate, too late. He didn't have anything to hold the position. Like, I killed everything that could have done anything about it. See this fob? I don't even use it, so I kind of got rid of fobs for my deck. I use Patton's concept of just use resupply trucks. 16 resupply trucks is better than a fob and 8 resupply trucks, because if you don't use the fob, you lost out on a card of units. And yes, that is a big deal. Okay, so as you see, I kind of wrecked him here, mostly because his fire support wasn't as effective as it could have been, and he pushed really far away from his sector to get in. He just pushed late